EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Well, hi there and welcome. Hey, there's always something going on. I can't get over how busy everything is, globally, domestically, you name it. But there is one thing that is timely, and I have got to really emphasize it. Right now, we are waiting for a Supreme Court decision. It could be today as I am speaking. It could be in another week or two, or possibly a month. We're not really sure. But the Supreme Court is coming out with the decision about transgender people being allowed to play games and sports with, like, transgender men can play with women, and transgender women can play on men's sports. And I find it interesting, by the way. It hasn't come as an issue. The transgender women who want to play in men's sports is almost non-existent. You don't even hear about it. Mm-hmm. The real issue is the transgender men want to play in women's sports. And the few times they've played, they've come in number one all the time. And it really hurts the women's sport, no matter which sport it is.
Yeah, right, overall it does. And I think everyone agrees with that I've spoken with. That it's a seemingly an unfair advantage because you, in my opinion, you literally still have a man participating in that sport, even though the gender kind of has changed, the cells and everything in the body stay the same.
That's absolutely true. What you gotta know, and you're taught this in high school and sometimes in elementary school, when you learn the minimal information about DNA mm-hmm. in your nucleus of every single cell, it either has an XY chromosome or an XX chromosome.
Right.
And when your bone marrow makes blood and your organs make new cells, they are still the same of what you were born with. Mm-hmm. So each and every muscle, each and every ligament, if you were born a man, has an XY chromosome. And that automatically makes more testosterone and more strength in the muscles, because that's how nature wanted it. The women's, in the cave era, they stayed at home or stayed near the cave, took care of their offspring, and stayed near home, even looking for food to help the husband or spouse, and it seemed to work very, very well historically.
Mm-hmm. So what we're talking about this, Martha, I don't know that we know the answers, or if I want to open up this keg of worms, is when you go on different medications and stuff to change your identity, to change your gender, then how long would that take for the reversal or the going forward, however you want to label it, to a different gender? And how long would it take those cells to not be their original cells, I guess would be my question. How long is the XY cell going to go to an XX? Is that ever going to happen?
That's never going to happen. Okay. And I'll also tell you what, another reason it won't happen. As much as they want to be a woman, every single one of them refuses to get rid of their male genitalia.
I don't know if it's everyone, but I mean, I didn't
It's
know
a
what.
major percentage.
Okay, a major
yeah.
percentage. I wouldn't know what that percentage would be. Yeah.
And when you have the sperm balls and everything else, they're all producing testosterone, and you can't stop it.
Yeah, it's such a
Deep-rooted thing.
Yeah, it is. There's so many questions, so many things that need to be negotiated.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, changing hair color and acting a certain way, that, we all can do that. Women can behave very masculine if they choose to do so. And men can act very effeminate if they choose to do so.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, their basic strength, their basic development from when they were toddlers right on up to adulthood, no matter when you get the sex change, the XY chromosomes are there if you're a man trying to switch to a woman.
Mm-hmm. Or vice versa.
Or vice versa.
Yeah.
And it can't be done on all your organs, all your cells, every single cell in your body. Believe it or not, even your brain cells have XY chromosomes or XX chromosomes in every single one of your brain cells.
Yeah, so that's my question is, are these medications, because I know people do take them, what's their overall success with changing all of that? Does it change all of that? I wouldn't know unless
it does not change any of it.
Okay.
Which is why the most feminine-looking men who are either running in sports, swimming in sports, doesn't matter, boxing, you name it, any sport, football, basketball, soccer, every single one of them, when they're in a competition like the Olympics, the transgender person will beat the woman every single time, and that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like comparing apples to apples.
No, it's apples and oranges, regardless of hormone changes.
Mm-hmm.
And most people now realize that. They weren't sure of it, but when they've seen how transgender people perform, they realize they're still a man all the way when it comes to competitive sports.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a shame that this had to go to the Supreme Court, which is now making a decision. And they're trying to make this for and against down political lines. The Democratic Party, mainly the far left, is pushing the transgender, even with kids in school, which is another topic, trying to change elementary school kids at an early age when they don't know what this is all about.
Yeah, I have a friend that is gay, and he told me that he knew at a very young age that he was that. He just felt it, knew it. Probably, I'm going to say, if I remember correctly, 8, 9 years old. So I wonder myself what that avenue opens up for these kids. Is it good or bad? Is it addressing the issue? Is it creating issues to bring it into a school setting that early?
Right.
I don't know.
Well, I had neighbors, and they were the best neighbors ever, that were 2 gay guys. I never had to hire a plumber, electrician, or anything for my house. They all came over whenever I needed them. And they talked about this. They knew at an early age, before puberty or around puberty, pre-puberty, that they weren't that masculine.
Mm-hmm.
And there are mistakes that nature makes that where they weren't born with enough testosterone and male hormones where it counts in your facial development, on your skin, your muscles, everything. But their cells, whether they're skin cells, brain cells, organ cells, muscle cells, they are still XY.
If you're a male, and
If you're a male.
and XX if you're a woman. And
Right.
so to say that nature made a mistake, I don't know that, to me, that's not a valid statement, because nature does what nature does.
No, but there are friends. I had one that I was, who lived in Vero Beach, and we knew him for years. He worked at a real estate office. He was masculine, and he knew it, but not that masculine. And he ended up being neither masculine nor feminine. There are a lot around that are basically neutral.
Yeah, I can see that happening too.
And because they're cell-wise, on their muscles and organs, they were either male or female, but they're not well developed for either sex. And there's a large number of single men who are not attracted to other men, and they're not feminine, and they're not masculine either. I call them neutered without being neutered.
Well, I mean, like you said, I mean, nature made a mistake. I mean, I don't know if it's making a mistake. My own personal opinion. I don't know if it's making a mistake.
It may be or maybe not.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
But in terms of 90+% of the people being either masculine or feminine at birth, these little few mutations or offshoots are not that widespread, and it's a shame. And some of them, very honest, have XY chromosomes that are men, have male organs, no problem. But I've seen them in developmental age, pre-puberty, post-puberty. It's very often, but doesn't have to be, in single-parent homes where the mother is coddling them right and left when the kid is 14 years old, trying to allow him to curl up on the mother's lap like in a fetal position and just stay as mommy's little boy. There are things like that that help, that do not help a basically masculine person becoming masculine.
Yeah, people do argue with that. So they say, is it nature or nurture? Is that am I using the right?
Yes.
But, on the other side, too, they've done different studies. And, for whatever studies are worth, men that have a better relationship with their moms, for a lot of parts,
they are very masculine.
They are very masculine.
Right.
I mean, and they also have a better understanding of what women are.
Right.
And vice versa. I mean, women that have a really, really good, positive relationship with their dads have more of if you will, for understanding the male part.
Right.
And they're perfectly, 100% female.
Right.
So, I mean, you can argue that all day long, I think, the nature and nurture.
Right. Where the women sometimes make the most masculine, wonderful guys around, but they are people that you can talk to about anything and everything, and sex or finance or what have you, and help straighten them on being focused, what they need to do, whatever grade they're in school, what they need to be focused on and learning, helping them with flashcards and what have you. But the parent that I was originally talking about, who fondled and cuddled the kid all the time, didn't use the opportunity to talk to them about the importance of school, the importance of jobs, the importance of interhuman relationship. They just did an extreme cuddling and hugging all the time, which is not compatible really with development of men or women.
Right. Well, yeah, that's a valid point. I just don't know that you're going to, from what my friends tell me that are openly gay, I don't know from their perspective that something changed them to turn, if you will. They knew from an early age that of what their direction was going to be. Now, none of the ones that I really that I'm friendly with, and like I said, I have several people that are openly gay, have even considered changing their sex. They're they know what they are, and they have relationships that are positive and whatever, and they live their life and they're happy in how they are.
Right.
Kudos.
I have it right in my family. I have a distant relative who married a guy that was, in fact, she broke up with a steady boyfriend. She completely broke up with him to date this other guy because intellectually they were very compatible and could talk about any topic, were both calm and really got along fine. And then and both did not want any kids. And all of a sudden, 10 years later, he realized he was gay. He liked another guy better than he liked his wife, and they got a divorce. And even when they got married and I was at the wedding, I said, he's AC/DC or something's there. Meaning, well, we all know what AC/DC means.
Well, in the electric circuit, yeah.
But they're a little of each. And I said, he's not the masculine guy that I looked at, that I would expect her to have. And sure enough, 10 years later, they got the divorce.
Well, maybe it was somebody that just wouldn't, didn't realize to be in tune, was afraid of whatever their actual emotions. And doesn't everyone do that? And there are a lot of people, I don't want to say everyone, a lot of people in their lifetime do that just across the board.
Yes, and they don't really find out till a little later.
Or allow themselves to have the feelings or whatever. I mean, I don't want to make this a therapy session because it's not. Certainly, I don't have all the answers, but I mean, I just know people are people, and I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
So there's a lot of disappointments like that, and to this day, she dates people, but she's single. The one that got the divorce, and it's really strange. She has an employment. She got over it, but she didn't really get over it because the mortgage on their house, and they got, before they were divorced, was in both their names because she earned more money than he did for a while, so they wanted both names on the mortgage. And unfortunately, or fortunately for them, the mortgage was, believe it or not, one of those 2 and 3%ers, and so they didn't want to pay the mortgage off and cancel it. So to this day, her name is still on the mortgage. So every now and then, a couple times a year, she needs to sign papers and whatnot.
Yeah, but that happens.
That happens.
It happens in every, it happens all the time in relationships, regardless of what the gender issues or all that kind of thing is.
And even with kids.
Yeah, and especially with,
parents have got to see the kids, all kinds of stuff like that. So it's not nice. Well, we got to take a quick break, and we'll be back very shortly. So stay with us.
The Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival is back, January 15th through the 18th. Brought to you by Millennium Cremation Service. Enjoy frog legs and gator tail, hundreds of booths with unique gifts, great live music, and a midway of carnival rides and games galore. Admission and parking are free, thanks to our community partner, Marine Bank. The Fellsmere Frog Leg Festival, January 15th through the 18th. Visit froglegfestival.com.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
There's one Broadway musical critics are calling despicable, diabolical, unseemly, and, oh yes, ingenious. The New York Times calls it amongst the most inspiring musical in years. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Don't miss the bloody brilliant winner of the Tony Award for Best Musical and the new undisputed king of musical comedy. A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Now playing through February 1st at the Riverside Theater. Get tickets now at the box office or riversidetheater.com.
At Evergreen Media, we know the people, the businesses, and the work needed to take your marketing to the next level. We know where locals go to shop, work, and have fun.
We're here to focus on your local advertising so you can focus on your business. This is our home. This is our business. Evergreen Media. We market, you grow.
Hi, and welcome back. Hey, this is an interesting topic, and we can not, of course, cover everything in about 20 minutes, but I find it very, very disturbing that it needs a Supreme Court decision to see that transgender people, it doesn't matter if you're male to female or female to male, that transgender people can get all the rights of the other gender that they can switch to when they're really not the same. Trump has said a lot of things that are blunt, and I'm not thoroughly happy with how he says certain things, but he's basically right. When he ran for office in 24, there are two genders, male and female. He's not wrong on that. We try to change things, but we are not, we can't always do it. So have a good week, and we will, we can investigate some things a little longer. If you want to have any questions for me, please call me, and at Evergreen Media, and I will get every single phone call.
And the phone number is on the screen as well, Martha, at 772-643-0067, if people want to call for that. I don't know about the issue of going to the Supreme Court to solve this, to give it legality, if you will, if that's what people are looking for. I know some of the issues too, and how many years did we fight with this, and still fighting with it? Is it legal? Is that what we're looking for, the legality of what this actually is?
Yes.
Is that what people are looking for? Right
now we have 30 states that will not let transgender men play in women's sports.
And what about the other way around? I mean,
and the other way around, the other states are open to it.
No, I mean for women playing in men's sports. I mean, that's well, I don't want to be a woman on the line of the NFL Packers, if you will, because I don't stand a chance. I don't care how many helmets they give me. I mean, it's not going to be valid. But
Serena Williams can be stronger than
and she's a woman.
Aaron Rodgers, but so what?
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, that part.
Yeah. Well, okay. Have a great day, folks, and we will see what happens. We're waiting for the Supreme Court decision, so keep one ear open. Have a great week.